Okay, round one against a bunch of X's. Hello, good luck to a bunch of X's. And yeah, we have a keep. It's pretty slow, but that's what our hand's gonna do. But we get a. Actually, keeps his hand. Actually, I'm gonna mulligan. I realized that Night Howler does nothing on turn 3. So yeah, we gotta mulligan that guy. Oh! Gosh. Well, I'm mulliganing down to Oblivion. I just decided to go to 3. I mean, I should probably just like keep at the 4, but I'm like, whatever. At this point, I'm just over it. And it's Swiss. Hey. That was just... I think it was the right... first 2 mulligans were correct. Maybe I should have kept it on 18 lands instead of going down to 4. I'm not too sure. But definitely should have gone to 6 and to 5. Nyxborn Triton. Yup. Sharika's Cure. Yup. If I get a swamp, at least I can do something. Can't kill my opponent's board, but whatever. At this point, I just want to learn about my opponent's deck and start planning for the next game. Oh, if we draw some lands, we actually have a pretty good way to get out of this. We can kind of trade aggressively with this Night Howler backup. The Cure will take out the Chimera, so if we don't get too far behind, should be okay. I think ideally I grab a Swamp next turn, get the Phalanx down, or try to start putting up a defense. Now at this point, if I draw the Swamp, yeah, am I so far behind I can't bounce back? I don't know. Let's see if my opponent wants to start doing things that guarantee that. I'm mostly worried about like a Bestow on the Chimera, so it could have been correct to do the Pharika's Cure, but I'd rather show a return Phalanx than the Pharika's Cure trick. And this does keep the... It makes my opponent do something if my opponent wants to bash him with the Nyxborn Triton. Probably some big old dude, like an Asp or something coming down. No. Opponent's down just to chill. Alright. I'm down just to chill. We'll go ahead and play the Pharika's Cure. Opponent gets to keep just gaining some life. Might as well. No need to respond. Probably just going to do a combat trick. To keep... Oh, no. It survives. My opponent plays a fatty and I draw a land. We get to asphyxiate it. Might pull out of this. No, my opponent just has that guy. Would have been great to have drawn a land, though. Don't have to discard yet. Alright, we'll just hang on. When I go down to 3 and I draw a land, best case scenario, am I in a position to even survive? Well, now there's just nothing. Do I want to show my opponent anything? There's hope, but I can't cast anything right now. What do I play next turn to deal with this Nyxborn Triton? Well, I have to chump with return Phalanx, so I have nothing, right? I think we'll just show the Bloodtool Harpy. Yep, that's it. Well, that was boring. Alright, that's why you don't mold down to 3, my friends. Alright, I actually like my build against my opponent from what we saw. Our removal spells should deal nicely with the flyers. Does Viper's Kiss do anything? Not that we saw. This guy does nothing ever. Glare of Hearsay could be a thing. Oh wait, not Glare of Hearsay. Last Breath could be a thing early on, but there's a bunch of 2/3s, right? 2/3 probably either flyers or 2/3s or 3/3s. So I think I pull out like the Traveling Philosopher, bring in the Last Breath. Traveling Philosopher because it's white versus Fleshman Seed, which is black, which kind of matters. Yeah, I think I kind of dig that. Let's do it. Yes, I want to play first. Hey, I got to keep. Lead off with our swamp for our Phalanx here. Yes, yes, yes. What else you got going on? Well, I guess we're not gonna keep our Phalanx here open, which wasn't really the game plan anyway. But I do want another swamp soon. I have all the planes I need now. But let's just stay alive for as long as possible. I wonder what my opponent's splashing for. We didn't see anything last game. Yes! A swamp! It does nothing right now, but I like that I have it. I should F6. Okay, okay. What you gonna do? Play a Chimera? A Wave Crash Train. That's a good card. Do I play my Disciple of Phalanx this turn? I kind of like the Disciple and then putting the Night Howler on it for later value. I like... Yeah, let's do it. It's either that or I do nothing. And I do get at least one card out of my opponent's hand. Hopefully it's not all just a bunch of lands. But I don't want to just, like, not do my mana. No. I guess I'll choose a forest out of that. Seems like the appropriate play. I'm worried about a bestow creature on the Wave Crash Train. Taps the dude down, and my opponent has a threat that I don't have easy ways to deal with. Another Nylea's Presence. Okay. Oh, I guess to keep drawing stuff. I'm really curious as to what the splash is for. Seems to be a bit flooded at the moment. I'm kind of happy just running out the Emissary here. I don't really know what kind of counterspells, though, I might be running into. That's what's a little bit worrisome. But sure, we'll go that route. See what happens. Hey, it resolves. I like that it resolves. I'm not going to run into a +2 pump with my Disciple. Even though I guess getting cards like that out of hand is fairly helpful, having a Night Howler. What am I most worried about? There could be big fatties. I think I'm still just worried about the bestow, like putting a, I guess there's nothing there. We'll get a bash in for a little bit. Follow up with a sentry. I do like that. Any bounce? No bounce. Any flash? No flash. All right. There's the Horizon Chimera, which will take a Pharika's Cure pretty handily. And then this guy can start doing something. Oh, my sentry. Griffin Skeleton. We need a Griffin tribal deck. I think that is the next tribe that we should see. Bunch of flippy flappy tribal griffins. Oh! Stretching. Alright, Sphinx's Disciple came down. What do I want to do? Opponent only has 1 mana available. Can't counter the Pharika's Cure, so that's nice. So if we attack in, we tap down the Wave Crash Triton. We attack him with both of these guys. No, we just tap down the Horizon Chimera. And then see if my opponent wants to go to like a double block or something. You could just block the Emissary, but we can get some pretty good blowouts with the Dauntless Onslaught here. I'm definitely be using the Pharika's Cure this turn before like a Chimera gets big. And therefore I don't want to play the Night Howler on something just to make it big. Arguably, you know, I could put a Night Howler down just to maximize some manas. Alright, so my 2 threats are going to get nice and tapped. We're going to keep the Sentry tapped down for a while, it would seem. And then I assume bounce the Emissary, which kind of works in our favor because we're going to have to bestow it onto something pretty relevant. Yeah, tapping my guy down, or putting it back up. And I think we're just going to go ahead and stick to the Cure plan. Kill the Horizon Chimera. The Sphinx's Disciple we can start eating eventually the Sentry of the Underworld, although it does gain some amount of life. That's interesting. Yeah, what do I want to do? I could go ahead and Pharika's Cure the Disciple, because I don't want my opponent to be drawing cards, right? And then next turn I can just like Night Howler up the Sentry to get rid of the Chimera. Yeah, I think that's good. The Chimera I care less about than the card draw. I believe. Yeah, because I got ways to deal with them. That's cool. So Sentry won't untap for a while. Wavecrash Triton could keep the Sentry tapped down for a little bit while Horizon Chimera bashes through, but I think I do have enough going on. That's fine. Oh, I should have played my Emissary again. I was so caught up with that I could probably bestow with one more. I didn't even think about playing it normally. I just assumed I couldn't after doing the Cure. Ugh! I'm kind of sucking at life right now. And a Courser. Go Courser. Well, at least there is that. So yeah, I think it's time to put the Emissary on the Disciple of Phalanx. Start getting there. So that's pretty cool. It is nice to have the Emissary and the Sentry, but I like having 2 pretty decently diverse threats. Tap the Courser down. Means combat tricks aren't as scary against me. Like putting something on the Courser stay alive. And then now we're technically losing the race at the moment as my opponent gains life. But I think we've got the late game somewhat locked down. Both these are really good cards to be having. If my opponent might be able to target the Wavecrash Triton and tap 1 down again. That's it. I do want the Wavecrash Triton to die though. That would be nice, in my opinion. I'll probably bestow the Night Howler. Instead of like going wide, I'll probably just bestow it on because it's pretty valuable. This is one of my worries. But here again is a good thing where my opponent wants to tap down the Emissary. I'm actually kind of down for that because I kind of want my Sentry to stay alive. And hopefully my opponent will not have too many options for attacks and whatnot. And hopefully there won't be... I don't want my opponent to be drawing more spells to target the Wavecrash Triton. That's definitely a guy that needs to be dealt with. Asphyxiate is good. I think we'll just put the Night Howler on the Sentry, attack in. We have a nice blocker that has to be dealt with, and hopefully this Wavecrash Triton doesn't bash through. And what's nice is the Vigilance on the Sentry doesn't completely negate the Wavecrash Triton, but does a pretty good job of making it not horrible. Alright. And ideally my opponent doesn't attack him with Wavecrash Triton or something. Because if we can get Asphyxiate off on that guy, Triton's the only card I'm particularly worried about in the moment. And as we kill more things, our Night Howler gets nice and big. Okay, my opponent's grip tiding my sentry, which is okay, but not awesome considering it doesn't really get like the Night Howler in a big way, and my opponent still has attacks now. But I believe what I can do is Dauntless Onslaught to take out the Wave Crest Shrine. Whereas my opponent does have one card in hand. So if I Dauntless Onslaught, I have a 3/3 and a 5/5. The Night Howler does go down. Maybe what I'd do is just put the Return Phalanx in front. See, the bummer is I'm going to... I think I do need to kill this Wave Crest Shrine. It just does too much to me. I can't take this much damage. I could just put the Return Phalanx in front of the Nessian Courser. Eat it with the Dauntless Onslaught, but I think I really want to go for a kill here. In 1, 2, 3... I don't think there's any way to blow me out. It could kill my Night Howler, though. It could. But I'm going to go with my opponent not having a whole lot. I am 2 for 1-ing myself. A Dauntless and a Night Howler, and a Night Howler is really quite nice. Yeah, opponent did Night Howler first, as should be the case. My opponent didn't have a trick, so that's pretty cool. Do I care about the Leaf Crown Dread? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't care. Oh, I should have attacked first. Come on, Ryan. Basics here. Try to get back into this race. Paying 3 life to block the Horizon Chimera might be worth it. Return Phalanx, I'm happy just to start eating things, but I definitely will be blocking. But I think it's worse if I just wait for my opponent to draw like a Sea God's Revenge or something. Because my opponent is taking some damage from this Disciple nicely. And if anything just doesn't attack in, I'll happily asphyxiate. Oh, there is a Sea God's Revenge. Alright. So it holds the Leaf Crown Dryad back. Do I just make the trade here? I think I have to. If I draw a land, I should be in somewhat okay shape. Because I can play my Sentry and a... Oh, that's interesting. Well, my opponent is fairly... I'm just going to eat the Leaf Crown Dryad, right? I'm down to 1. But I have blocks after that. Alright, my opponent doesn't have a follow-up. Guild is nice. So we're going to exile the Chimera. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll have 4 mana back. Because of the Guild. Otherwise, we pay 5 to put the Sentry down and a Return Phalanx. 1 bounce spell kills me if I do it with Sentry and Return Phalanx because it bounced the flyer. If I do Guild, I kill a Chimera and I get the Disciple out. And then no bounce kills me. So we're going to do it that way. Yeah. This guy we're going to add black. And then we're going to hang on for dear life. Probably just a land, I presume. Yep, but my opponent scryed, so there's going to be something off that Sea God's Revenge. So, you know, I'm not going to get full value of the Disciple, but... Hey, you know what? Maybe I should just play the... Yeah, I should just play the Return Phalanx and then waited. Yep, that's what I should have done. Oy. 3, 4. So we're just going to throw the Disciple away. Yeah, I should have the Return Phalanx out instead of the Disciple. So I could have done double block. Also, I know my opponent was drawing something with the Leaf Crown Dryad, so that was a thing. Here, we just play our 2 dudes out. F6, and hope we stay alive. If my opponent doesn't want to bash into these guys, we'll be in good shape. Again, keeping back, not attacking with the Emissary, because 1 bounce spell gets me, and then I'd be forced to just chump, and then I'd be really far behind. Arbor Colossus, well, that's going to take an Asphyxiate on the backswing. Then maybe, just maybe, we'll get to win. So no questions asked here. Killing the Asphyxiate. I still can't attack through with my Sentry, but now that I have another blocker back, we'll just go ahead and attack with the Emissary. Oh wait, but this has Vigilance. Awesome. So yeah, we do get to do this. Cool. Alright. What can my opponent draw? Despite some misplays, we might have pulled out of this. Another Sea God's Revenge would do it, but how many times do you get... Oh, an Aqueous Farm! Exile target creature with power 2 or less. It's going to against 4 life. I'm taking 5 damage, though, right? Ginger creature can be blocked. It gets to scry when it attacks. So I only gain 4 if I do this, correct? Is there any way... Oh, I can't even cast it. Never mind. Blah, blah, blah. And GG's. Alright, so my mistake cost me the game. Or the match, rather. There you go. And boom! Ouch, yeah. Could have gotten there if I had played more accurately. Where are we at in this round right now? 02, 02. Alright, well, we'll see you in round 2. I'm going to keep playing. This is Swiss, and help me keep learning and getting better at this format.